The Chicago Bears are going to be on primetime television once again as they take on the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday Night Football. What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. So here to give you guys my preview and prediction for the Bears versus the Cowboys game, which should be hopefully a good one. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe by hitting the big red subscribe button down below and turning on my post notifications by hitting the bell icon down below so you're notified every time I drop a new video, and I do so every single week. Ton of content on the channel for you guys to consume, so go ahead and do that. It really means a lot to me when you guys support the channel. And while you're at it, guys, please make sure to follow me on my social media. Links down below and on the screen for my Twitter, my Instagram. I'm trying to hit 1,000 followers on there, so would really appreciate it if you guys followed me on my social media accounts. With that being said, I've got everything I want to talk about laid out. We're going to talk about the keys, give you guys a full preview of this game, and then give you guys a score prediction at the very end. So let's not wait any longer. Let's get right into it. So as I always do, let us start with the numbers first and see what Vegas and the public is saying about this game. The total is set at 43. That is the over-under, and that's a little higher than, you know, most of the Bears games have been. Most of them have been like 38 to 41 around there. And the spread is -3 in favor of the Dallas Cowboys. So they are on the road. This game is being played in Chicago at Soldier Field, but the Cowboys are favored in this game. Obviously, by game time, it could go up or down. But it is kind of surprising to me that this spread is, you know, -3 in favor of Dallas. Not that I'm surprised that the Cowboys are favored, but I thought it would have been a little lower, maybe closer to a pick-em, 1-point spread, something like that. But let's talk about this Dallas Cowboys team, because here's the thing about the Dallas Cowboys. I picked them to lose last week to the Buffalo Bills. Do you guys know what the spread was in that game? If you guys don't remember, I will remind you guys. It was I think it closed at -7 in favor of Dallas, okay? Dallas was at home at Jerry World, and they were 7-point favorites in that game against the Buffalo Bills, who were clearly the team with the better record, okay? And still, the public favored the Dallas Cowboys. I like Vegas. I believe in Vegas a lot. Usually, I go with whatever Vegas tells me. Over here, in this instance, I believe the public still hasn't learned the true nature and identity of this Dallas Cowboys team. This Dallas Cowboys team is very fraudulent, folks, okay? They're 6-6 on the year. So are the Chicago Bears, okay? And I'll get to the Bears, of course, in a second. But the Dallas Cowboys are 6-6, and they're actually in the lead in the NFC East. That's just how porous that division is. God, I wish the Bears were in the NFC East, but that's another discussion for another day, okay? They're 6-6 that are top their division. Does that mean that they're a good team? Not necessarily, because you're just in a bad division, okay? Let's take a look at those 6 wins that the Dallas Cowboys have. They beat the Giants, the Redskins, the Dolphins, the Eagles, the Giants, and the Lions. Not a single winning team in terms of a winning record going into that game with the Dallas Cowboys did the Dallas Cowboys beat. The primary reason that I picked the Buffalo Bills to upset the Dallas Cowboys last week, because it was an upset, even though you had the team with the better record, a team that I believe arguably a better roster, you know, a better defense. The reason I had picked the Buffalo Bills was because the Dallas Cowboys hadn't really proved anything to me. They hadn't beat a winning team. So how was I going to pick the Dallas Cowboys to beat a winning team when they hadn't done that all season long? So to me, this is telling me that the public still doesn't understand that this Dallas Cowboys team is just mediocre. They're not an awful team, but they're certainly not as good as people think that they are, okay? And when it comes to them playing the Bears this week, right off the bat, that stood out to me. So obviously wanted to point that out to you guys. The second thing standing out to me, this game is in Chicago. It's in Soldier Field. It's that time of the year. It's December. It's getting cold. We might get some snow. We're definitely going to get some wind in the Windy City. And that never bodes well for opponents. You guys do remember the Rams game last year, don't you? When, of course, the Rams came in to Soldier Field and it looked like Jared Goff and the Rams had literally just forgotten how to play football. Like, they literally forgot. And it was just bad, and of course the Bears ended up winning that game. So being at home, again, in an outdoor stadium sometimes has its disadvantages, but sometimes it definitely has its advantages, okay? And I don't know why I said it like that, but advantages, okay? Advantages. So with the Chicago Bears, okay, looking into this week, being at home, coming off I know it was the Detroit Lions, but it was still a big victory just because of the fact that we saw that the offense played well. Coming off a big victory now, 2 straight wins, okay? And I know the Bears just beat the Lions and Giants, and I just said the Cowboys haven't beaten anyone. I'm not taking anything and saying the Bears are Super Bowl contenders or anything like that, but I'm saying getting some good morale, getting some good, spirits for the Bears. They can get in here at home, take a look at the Cowboys coming in on the road, and I believe they have as good of a shot to be able to, go toe-to-toe with the Dallas Cowboys here. I don't think this is a clear mismatch as Vegas is making it out to seem, as the public is making it out to seem. Are the Dallas Cowboys skill players playing better or have had better seasons than the Bears? Absolutely. Dak Prescott has had a much better year than Mitch Trubisky. Ezekiel Elliott, even though it's been a down year for him, is still much better than what David Montgomery is doing. Amari Cooper, arguably, I would say Allen Robinson's having a better year, but you can make the argument, okay? So certainly the skill players for sure for the Dallas Cowboys have played better, but does that mean the team overall is playing better? Not so fast. So with the Cowboys, I'm just going to say they're not as good as people think they are, and they have not beaten anybody, okay? And it's funny now, the Bears are a 6-6 team, so they're not a winning team, but they're not a losing team. They're just 500, so you can't really apply, the Dallas Cowboys will lose or win this game versus the Bears because the Bears are neither. So which one is it going to be? I'm here to tell you what it's going to be. The Bears can win this game. I truly do believe so, but the first key for them in this game is still going to be to stop Ezekiel Elliott. I know that seems very obvious, but the reason I bring that up more so than ever is people obviously are starting to think that this is Dak Prescott's team. And Dak Prescott's had a very good season, okay? I think 23 touchdown, 11 interceptions, somewhere around there. I think he's leading the league in passing yards. Very good season individually. Team-wise, I mean, you're 500. And I just listed off the teams that they beat. This team still, when it comes to impact, runs through Ezekiel Elliott. And take a look at the 6 losses the Dallas Cowboys have, folks. And every single loss besides one game, Ezekiel Elliott has been held under 100 rushing yards. So you stop Ezekiel Elliott, and for the most part, unless Dak Prescott, again, tears you apart through the air, you will win that game. And here's the thing. I'm willing to take the chances. You got to pick one. Are you going to win through, Zeke beating you? Or are you going to lose through Zeke beating you? Or are you going to lose through Dak beating you? And I will take losing via Dak over Zeke. So stopping Zeke Elliott is still going to be the #1 priority. And I'm telling you right now, when Zeke runs the ball, plays well, when Zeke eats, when he starts doing that, it gives the rest of the team a boost. So the Dallas Cowboys go through Ezekiel Elliott, and the Bears are going to have to stop him, okay? They have to, and I'm very worried about that because our run defense has been awful the past couple of weeks. Ever since the Oakland game, I keep going back to that, when Josh Jacobs ran all over us, but our run defense has been pretty bad. I mean, we gave up like 83 rushing yards to Bo Scarborough, okay, for the Detroit Lions last week. So, again, I'm very worried, but for the Bears, it is still going to be to stop Ezekiel Elliott before you stop Dak Prescott. And that is the biggest key. The other key in this game is going to be how to attack this Dallas Cowboys defense, okay? Because to me, this is, again, a very middle-of-the-pack defense. They're bend, not break. But if you look at the numbers, they're 8th against the pass, 16th against the rush. So just basing off that, being simplistic, you think that they're more vulnerable against the run. And so I would continue to feed David Montgomery. Now, I was very encouraged last week with Matt Nagy's use of David Montgomery. He did not go away from Montgomery even when things got tough. And that is what he should continue doing. I believe Montgomery last week, 16 carries for about 75 rushing yards. And this guy's hard to bring down, folks. David Montgomery, even if he's going nowhere, he's hard to bring down. He's a pinball, folks. Not even a pinball. He's a bowling ball, okay? And it makes very difficult for guys in the cold, in the frigid temperatures of Soldier Field, to be able to tackle somebody who just doesn't want to come down. So you feed the ball, give it to David Montgomery, no matter what happens, just keep it going. So that it puts pressure on the Dallas Cowboys defense, and even those 2-3 yard runs will put you ahead of the chains in this game. And it's going to help out Mitch, okay? At the end of the day, a quarterback's best friend is the running attack. So that is going to help out Mitch, and they're more vulnerable against the run than they are against the pass. So it just makes sense. I want another 15 to 20 carries from David Montgomery in this game. And I believe that if that happens, then the Bears can set themselves up to win this game. So what is my final prediction in this game? Well, let me tell you this, okay? I'm actually more scared about our defense than our offense. I know it has come down to that. We are literally full circle from the beginning of the season. Not even full circle, full 180 actually. If you think about it, that we started off with saying our offense isn't dependable and our defense is all we got, to now I'm saying I am more scared about our defense than our offense, and I mean it. Why? This defense, this Bears defense, was lit on fire. The secondary particularly by David Blau, okay? The third string quarterback of the Detroit Lions, who looks like an accountant. Go look up his picture. I swear to God, he looks like the Detroit Lions accountant. Lit us on fire. Our defense couldn't stop him for like 2.5 quarters. So Dak Prescott and this Dallas Cowboys offense can absolutely do damage to our defense. It just hasn't been the same. I'm sorry. I know we've been picking on the offense all year long, and for good reason. But let's not hide the fact that our defense has been very suspect. So to me, that means it's going to be a high-scoring game. That means our offense is going to have to put up points. And that means that I have the Bears winning this game in a somewhat of a shootout. It's a semi-shootout because I don't even have it in the 30s. But I have it 27-24, folks. I really do believe the Bears can win this game. If this was in Dallas, if this was, you know, the Bears coming off a loss, maybe I wouldn't feel this way. But the Bears having the momentum, offense somewhat clicking. Again, Matt Nagy in this offense doing pretty well in terms of the play calling. Mitch playing well. All of those things combined is leading me to believe that the Bears can pull this off. And like I said, the fact that the Dallas Cowboys, I don't believe in them, and I think that they're fraudulent, that just adds to it. So to me, I'm picking the Bears to win this game. It's going to be a very close game. I'm going to say 27-24. Bears win. You guys might think I picked the Bears a lot to win. I'm actually fairly good at it. I'm 8-4 on the year to when I'm making my picks. The Bears are 6-6, by the way, so just letting you know that. So I'm 8-4. Only 4 times I picked the Bears to win, and it hasn't happened. So I'll take my odds. Again, not saying it's going to be a blowout or anything like that. For crying out loud, it's going to be a 3-point game. But I'll take the Bears to win this game just because, like I said, I believe the Dallas Cowboys are more pretenders than they are contenders. So there you have, folks, my thoughts and picks and predictions on the Bears versus the Cowboys. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.